Welcome back to Brush Up Your Game, and today we're taking a look back on the DS9 Gen Con promo pack, or the DS9 card pack, as it might be. We are going to get familiar faces from Deep Space Nine, or maybe some not so familiar faces. Let's start things off with Benjamin Sisko. This is Skill Sisko. Captain Skill 7, talent slot 4 points. And during the roll defense dice step of the combat phase, if your ship is in the forward firing arc of 2 or more ships, roll 1 extra defense die against all attacks from those ships. Which is not bad, right? Getting a little extra defense just for being multi-targeted. Each time your ship receives a damage card, normal or critical, increase your captain skill by 1 for the rest of the game, max of +2. So you can go up to skill 9. The bonus skill remains even if the damage is later repaired, so, find a way to repair, and life will be good. The fact that you can get a skill 9 captain for 4 points is pretty good. Yeah, there's some drawback to it. You do have to take damage twice, but, you've got a little bit of extra defense built in. Now, defense dice are insanely fickle, and you will probably be hurting by the time you're there. But put Cisco on a pretty decent defense ship, and this can be something legitimate. Then we get Crew Odo. Action. Target a ship at range 1 to 3, even if that ship is cloaked or has active shields. Disable this card and 1 upgrade on the target ship. If the upgrade you disabled is a crew upgrade, you may then use that upgrade's action, if any, as a free action this round. So you want to be pretty specific, pretty targeted about what kind of crew you're going after. The first part of it's pretty bad. To spend an action just to disable a crew, not great, right? It's a 1-to-1 trade-off, and you're spending 5 points for this. But the fact that you get to turn around and perform their action, if they have action crew, this becomes really good. Now you're at the mercy of your opponent in terms of what they're bringing to the table. This could be amazing. This could be worthless. And that's the reason I have such a tough time playing Odo, is I just never know. And I like more consistency in my build than he offers. Takar, which very much not a familiar face to me. I have gone back and rewatched the episode he's in, and I went, oh, yeah, you're the one. He's still not that familiar. Takar. Action. If your ship's not cloaked, disable all of your remaining shields. Target a ship at range 1 to 2 that's not cloaked, has no active shields. Discard this card and 1 crew upgrade of your choice on the target ship. Then disable the captain and all remaining crew upgrades on the target ship. While the captain is disabled, target ship has skill of 1. So the fact that he's sweeping through and disabling a bunch of stuff, pretty nice. But you have to target a ship that has no active shields, that isn't cloaked. And at that point, they're already hurting. So is disabling all their crew and their captain really necessary? No, probably not. That's where I'm at. The car is an overkill card. And for 5 points, I need my 5 points to matter more. To rule, the Romulan sub-commander who was in 2 episodes when the Defiant first showed up with their cloaking device and then was never heard from again because the actress went to Voyager as Seska. Tarul should have come back. Add a tech upgrade slot to your upgrade bar. While your ship is cloaked during the roll defense dice step of the combat phase, you may choose to roll 3 less defense dice and add 1 evade result to your defense roll. If the cloaking device upgrade card is deployed to Tarul's ship, you do not need to disable that card when you perform the action listed on it. Which was nice until we got the Tarul in the Tal Shiar pack, who brought Romulan cloaking device along, completely obsoleting this Tarul. Moving along, Elam Garrick. A Dominion crew for 4 points. During the modified defense dice step of the combat phase, you may disable this card to add 1 evade result to your defense roll. Okay, I'm not hating it. You see what your opponent rolls. You can disable, which is an action, to get an evade, so it's a post facto evade. Cool. You do not pay a faction penalty when assigning Elam, Garrick, or his elite talent to your ship. If Elam Garrick is ever disabled or discarded, you can't use his elite talent. Okay. Crew elite talent, I'm willing to bring that along. Is he worth 4 points? No. Even with the talent slot, which, yes, is rare as crew, but it's not so rare that I'm willing to pay what I honestly consider a 3-point premium. I consider the top part of his ability worth 1 point. Now, the faction penalty less on him, fine, cool. That's nice, thematic. I could get him to 3 at best. Preferably at 2. That's as far as I'd take him. Julian Bashir. Action, move a disable upgrade token from one of your non-disabled crew or tech to one of your non-disabled crew or tech. You may then immediately perform the action, if any, listed on the upgrade that you moved the token from as a free action. Yeah. I don't know. I've never found a use for this Julian Bashir. I want to say that it's out there, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's moving a disable off of cloaking device to be able to cloak the ship. But I'm left with this notion of, am I really getting better than just re-enabling? And the answer is a little bit, but not massively. And that's the trade-off that I'm faced with. Yes, I'm aware I'm getting a bonus action, but I'm not. I'm re-enabling one card and getting to use it, but at the same time I'm disabling something else. Now, if I have a crew re-enabler, that helps me. The problem is the best crew re-enabler is also named Julian Bashir. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Quark. Now, Quark is the star of this pack. I believe this is also the only named Quark to this date. At the start of the game, place one non-Borg tech or weapon upgrade with a cost of 5 or less face down beneath this card. At any time, you may discard Quark to flip the upgrade that's beneath this card face up and deploy it to your ship, even if it exceeds your ship's restrictions, meaning slots. So, you want to bring, warp jump. You want to bring photon torpedoes. You want to bring weapon ports to the party. You can do all of that. Quark can hide something. Your opponent doesn't know what it is. Quark says, hey, I got this thing. He's a smuggler. He's got it. Quark is still a really good crew. I don't see him used in every single build like he once was. I'm still not 100% sure why that is, because for 2 points on a crew slot, you're getting a discount. And he is always saving you points, no matter what you do. And then the last card here is Vic Fontaine, one of my favorite DS9 characters. This upgrade counts as either a crew or tech upgrade, your choice. If an enemy upgrade would affect one of your crew upgrades, roll 2 defense dice. If you roll at least 1 evade, ignore the effects of the enemy upgrade. And you don't pay a faction penalty when deploying this upgrade to a Federation ship. Thematic. Very thematic. 2 defense dice, not your best odds. Something like, just under 55, 60-ish% to fail. So somewhere in that range. So your success rate's in the 40-ish%. It's not terrible, but it's not great. I don't know. There's so few things that I want to spend 3 points to protect. And that's the problem. I've got to protect something. Vic's got to be on the right ship. I just struggle with that. So, Vic, cool character, not the best card in attack wing. Now, to make everything fit in, I am going to talk about the DS9 ship cards here. So this is back from the Dominion War. We got a Deep Space Nine named ability that says, when firing any photon torpedoes, do not disable the torpedoes, which is pretty cool. I think time token torpedoes on here are better, but the fact that you can not disable torpedoes, pretty cool. Now, the real trick is finding torpedoes that are cheap that you don't have to disable. I guess you can do it with quantums, because they do just say firing any torpedoes. So quantums, definitely the key here. 3 crew, 3 weapons. I have 2 issues here. One, it's Deep Space Nine, give it a tech slot. 2, I know it was loaded to the gills. 3 weapon slots make sense, but 2 weapons, 4 crew would have made a whole lot more sense. Double faction with Fed and Bajorn, pretty nice, though. And then we have the abandoned space station. So this is meant to represent, well, a generic. Double crew, double weapon, 42 points. That's pretty tough, but 5087. 15 durability, 5 attack dice, it's okay. 42 points, paid an oversized base premium. Now, there is one more thing, and I'm going to jump ahead here to wave 9.5, because Deep Space Nine did come out in retail. Tough to find. But we got a different version of Deep Space Nine, which is each time you defend during the roll defense dice step, you may roll up to 2 additional defense dice. If you do so, disable one of your active shields for each additional die you roll. Well, that's not worth it. If it was disable 1 for 2, it might be worth it. But, yeah. This just bad. I will say the slot loadout here is much nicer. Triple crew, double weapon tech. But all of this has made me want to go revisit the Torpedo Deep Space Nine. I do think it hurts that even a ship like this is constrained to the 50-point rule. I want to make a motion, and I think people might agree with me here, that if a printed ship is this expensive, it should go to 60 points. You should have some room to upgrade a ship. Yeah, that's my appeal to you all. But the ship, the Nor class ship that I think has the coolest application is Terok Nor. This is still the 5088, but double crew, double weapon, double tech. And then here, instead of making a normal attack with your primary weapon, you may fire in any direction at range 1 to 3 with 4 attack dice. So it gives it 360 fire, built-in 360 fire. And I think that makes it the most useful of these ships. You're not constrained to getting the right kind of firing arc. You do have the 3 pylons to fire from, but ships, if they're doing it right, will evade those pylons. And this gives you some good flexibility. I like the coverage. I like Deep Space Nine. It's got a really cool table presence. I feel like in conjunction, all of these versions of Deep Space Nine tell different stories of what the station was as a whole. I do think it should have multi-fire capabilities. It should have more durability. It should be a bigger threatening durability, more of a mission piece, but it's not at this point. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching this DS9 crew pack, every named Nor class station, plus the generic. Kind of a compilation of a few things that all came together. But, yeah, appreciate your time. Until next time, keep brushing up your game. Take care.